What's going on, everybody? Diva here, and today I want to do a simple tutorial in Final Cut. Most of these tutorials happen in Premiere Pro, but I want to do a short, simple one in Final Cut. And this one's all about how to clone yourself. So I hope you enjoyed that video. It was a lot of fun to make. Just throwing the ball to myself was cool. This is the first time I've ever done something like that. I usually don't interact with myself when I'm cloning because it is more complicated, or can be. Depends on how you go about it. But it was the second video that I shot for that. The first one I wasn't very happy with, but with that being said, it does show another technique you can use. So I will be showing you that in this as well. Hopefully this video doesn't run too long, and if I can stop rambling on, then it'll go a lot faster. So I say we get into Final Cut and let's jump right into it. Okay, so this is actually the intro that you already saw, but what we're going to do is we're just going to start something completely new. You know what? We can just do a new project. So let's go to a new project. We'll call it tutorial. Alright, I already have the clips imported into here. This is the first one that I wasn't gonna include in here at all, and then I decided to. So let's go ahead and let's scrub through this, find out where we want it. We're only gonna take that part. I was going to redo the whole video, and I don't know why. Alright, so let's throw those into there. Go ahead and expand this timeline so I can see what I'm doing. Maybe that's a little too much.
Technique that teaches you how to.
And it's right there. That's where I jump in.
Clone. How to clone yourself.
There, just a simple call and answer. That's really it. And so that's the basis of it right there. I recorded myself on both sides of the screen, once over there and once over there. And that was it. Now, if you're doing this for more than a tutorial purpose, you want it just really high quality, there are some key factors that you do want to consider. I have a lot of natural lighting in this room right here. And so you can see when I'm switching back and forth to them, the lighting does change a little bit because, you know, the sun moves, clouds, shadows, so on and so forth. It is best to do this in a controlled environment where you have 100% control of the lights that happen in there. Put some sort of a sheet or blanket, towel, something to block the lights that are coming in through the windows. Unless you want to do this at 2 in the morning, then you can absolutely do that. I'm not going to be doing it, but more power to you if that's what you plan on doing it when you want to shoot these videos. But for the sake of argument, let's pretend that the lighting's perfect. And so for this one, we go down to our masks, and we're going to go to a graduated mask. So we'll throw that on here, and look at that. That looks, that's done, right? Is that, yeah, it's not perfect. I know. So we have our X and our Y for the target. Now, what I like to do is just take your Y, and then you move your X. I keep them fairly close to center, as close as I can. That way we just get that nice cut right in there. And I mean, really, just right now, it's looking decent. Move right in there. And you don't really see anything. There, you can't see the cut or the edge or anything. So if you have some sort of edge right in there, right in here, right where that guitar is, that's the best spot to do it because it's less noticeable. But if I'm playing through this, you might notice a little jump.
Clone yourself.
See, you can see that lighten up right in there.
Clone yourself.
But it's an easy fix. I can just pull it a little further this way, because I do like the look of
That's what we're going to be focusing on.
while I'm talking.
That's what we're going to
Maybe I'll bring in the chair.
And so that's what we're going to be focusing on today. We're going to do a simple today.
Sorry, this is
Today.
really choppy way to do it.
Masking technique that teaches you how to clone yourself.
And you can see that right there, that shadow jump. Where it looks. And that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about with the lighting. It can be all sorts of wonky. So why don't we pull it back like this? And this is another great way to do it. Oops. I'm coming right before the chair. I'll cut that track. Just mute all that audio. And then what I like to do with this is we'll go to our opacity. We'll start at the beginning, put a keyframe right there, drop it down to 0. Go to the ending, bring it back up to 100. So instead of a hard cut, it just flashes, all of a sudden the lighting is different.
So
It's a nice gradual thing in there.
Today, we're going to do a simple masking technique that teaches you how to clone yourself.
And that's one way to do it. It's super simple. There's really nothing technical about it. There's no interaction between the two, so it's very, very easy. And so now let's jump into the other side of it. But first I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That didn't take very long. Now let's look at the other ones. I have me right here. We don't need to watch the whole beginning again because we already did that. Why don't we just... Yeah, we'll keep all that in there. I have my daughter right here and just throwing the ball. Pretty easy, right? Easiest video I ever made. No effects involved. Alright, so now we take the other side of it. And the one that I found that worked the best was actually one that I was hoping was going to add so much more, but it didn't. My dog was in the shot and just ran right across the screen. And I thought that would have looked great because that would have had interaction all the way from one side of the screen to the other. And it would have been perfect. But our bodies weren't lining up for masking it out, so it trust me, it didn't work. I'll just pull that in. Okay. And so we need to watch where I'm coming into frame and where the ball is. Okay, so we'll go ahead, let's open up or expand our timeline, and we'll find out where the ball is right about there. So let's drag this back right here, and we'll see if we can line these up. It's pretty close, and we can just fine tune it later. Okay, so for this one, what we want to do is we want to draw a mask. That's probably the easiest way to do this, especially because we have a dog running through the shot. And so since it didn't quite work to keep him in the whole time, we're simply just going to mask him out. Okay, so we'll find out. I start walking in the frame right about here. So that's where we are going to start. I like to pull it back a little bit. We'll just drop it down to 50%. So we have a little bit of room on the side to play with. And what I'm going to do is just simply draw a square. And now you can see what was on the previous one. You invert it. Easy as that. And what this mask does is it's going to hide everything over there. So we're going to do that. We're going to go to control points. And we're going to do that. That starts our first keyframe. And so we don't have to go in here and tweak all this stuff as we're doing it. when we move those keyframes that are on the screen, it'll automatically move those. Just use our arrows, and we can just move forward. Let's invert this so we can see what's going on here. Okay, so we're gonna go over here because that's right where our foot enters the scene. We go right to where we see, just before we see the ball. That's right there. And those keyframes are set. Now the nice thing is, what we can do now is we can fine tune this. Okay, and now it's not perfect because when I'm throwing the ball, you can see it stays in the frame the whole time and the other one goes just above. So a really simple fix for that is I have an adjustment layer, and we're not going to put it on the whole thing, but on this adjustment layer, we're going to go to we're going to go to letterbox. And that makes it extremely easy. So we have small letterboxing on there now. Let's go back to fit. And we'll just increase the border size a little bit, which is nothing bad. It gives it a pseudo cinematic look anyway, so that's always fun, right? And now let's check that out. See if that looks better. It's almost there. The problem is the ball comes down and we see it still inside the masking frame. So what we need to do is just pull it over just a little bit more. And that should be good. I mean, there's other things you can do because you can see that mask moving as it progresses. But that's an easy fix. You just click this little point right up in here, and that'll hide your mask. And so that way you can see what's going on in there. You can see that line instead of seeing the red line that outlines the mask itself. So we're going to put it right in there just to keep an eye on that. Maybe we'll feather it. And then you see that disappear. Now let's see if it looks good the whole way through. That's pretty good. It still happens in there. You might be able to change the fall off. That might do a little bit for you too. Yeah, like I said, it's not perfect. But the only other thing that might need to be fixed is when you're throwing the ball to someone, now you have that someone in the frame the whole time. And so what you can do for masking out that part of it is you have all this space in here with nothing. So we'll just take some of that. There, we'll just take that right in there. And let's drop it down right here. So now what we can do is we can go back into our masks, and we could probably even just take a graduated mask. Bless you.
Thank you, sorry.
And just like we did on the other video with the graduated mask, we're just simply going to rotate it. So take your X and your Y's, and let's just rotate them around. Probably put that on the other side. There. And that should work. Let's find out. about here, and we really don't need this. Yeah, I guess we should see when I'm actually walking on to everything. Yeah, so like I said, this one's a little more advanced because there's definitely more steps to it. And I'm sure there is a way easier way to do this than what I'm doing. But this is kind of the way that I just started doing it, and so this is where I'm at. But it's good to see different types and like how you can layer your masks and stuff too, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, and we'll take another one, and you know, this is an easy way. Control C, we'll copy, Option Command V, paste. And we should have both of these masks on here now.
Yourself.
And there we go. We have both those masks on here.
And this one's all about.
And I mean, I could have expanded this one all the way over here, which probably would have worked.
And final cut, this one's all about. Clone yourself.
And it's really as easy as that. And the more you do it, the faster you're going to get at it. And this would have been done way faster for me, but I can't do something and explain it. I don't talk my way through things, and so when I do, it's almost harder for me, but you get the basic concept of it. So yeah, that's all there is to it. And if you like this video, you want to see more of these videos, and as soon as I get better at describing it as I'm doing it, they'll go a lot faster, it'll be a lot smoother. So subscribe to this channel. Like this video. If you like it, throw me a thumbs up. Just click that button. Click it like 4 times, 5 times, you know, as many as you want. Just like it a bunch. And as always, keep creating. Cheers.